Hey everybody, in this video I want to talk about a concept called margin of error in pool. If I went up to a person and said, what do you think margin of error in pool is? A lot of people might say, well, some shots are more difficult than others, so I have less of a margin of error in making that shot. Some shots are really tight, so small margin of error for me. What I want to propose to you in this video is that's not the way to look at margin of error in pool, okay? So let's dig in. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Before I get going on the concept of margin of error, I just want to say to everyone who's subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. This week I tipped over 4,000 subscribers, and that's just a bonus for me. I never thought I'd get that many subscribers, that many people who actually find value in what I'm putting on YouTube. This channel was just a way for me to stay engaged in the sport that I love, because I don't get to get out as much as I used to and play tournaments because I'm raising a family and I'm working a lot more. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, everyone who's subscribed. Okay, margin of error. So that person that I was talking about in the introduction, they thought that the shot is margin of error. Certain shots have a higher degree of margin of error than other shots. What they're referring to is difficulty of shot. That has nothing to do really with margin of error. You need to shift your focus away from the actual shot. Everything that goes into a shot in pool, yes, your stroke, how hard you're going to hit it, how much English, what type of bridge, down the line, that has to do with the shot. The outcome is what you need to start thinking about when we think about margin of error, okay? So I've set up a very simple example, and I'm going to look at a second example after it, something that I see all the time and we all encounter on the table. But this first example, it was presented by Cliff Thorburn when I started reading his book, and I want to, talk about it with you because it's a really good example to see the light that margin of error, okay? It's not the shot, it's what we leave ourselves in the end. So let's take a look. This is what we're left with, okay? So we're high ball, right? Fact of the matter is there's one ball that worries me here, okay? And that's the 12 ball. Why does it worry me? Because it doesn't go to any pocket except this side, right? So our options are limited, and we always have to be thinking about that, right? So I could shoot this right now, the 12 ball, it's potable from the position I'm in. But anyone who's played this knows that these can grow when you play. Any sort of error in your aiming, you're going to hit it and you're going to miss the shot. And why would you take that first, right? When you've got these two balls down here. So we're going to want to solve this 12 ball as soon as possible because it literally only goes to one pocket. Here's the line that it goes if you draw that line to that side pocket. Luckily, we have two balls down here that we can play to, right? And so let's try to play to the 12 on our next shot. So we're going to take one of those two balls. Now, what I'm going to suggest to you is beginners, what they do is they'll say, this is their actual thought process. They'll go and like, okay, well, that 15 ball is closer to the pocket, so I know I can make that shot. So shape should be assured, right? I'm going to sink that ball and then I'll have shape on the 12. So they come down here, they line it up, they do their pre-shot routine, and they shoot the 15. But let's look really closely at what happens on this shot. That cue ball will hit the 15, they're going to sink it, they're going to come off this end rail, and then they're going to come back up, right? But shape here is not ideal. It's not ideal, not ideal. Only here does it become ideal. It's good. But look at this. Remember, this is our line to sink the 12. Once we get here, it's our perfect ideal shape, right? But then what if your weight is off and you go past? Well, then you're almost back to your starting point, aren't you? Right? So there was a very short time where your shape was ideal, okay? So it can be looked at like this. Not good, not good, not good. Oh, it's good. Good, good, good. bad, 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 the further we go, right? Only a short amount of time was it good, okay? So that was a margin of error. Your margin of error was, you wanted to be in here. It's a small margin of error. I'm gonna say that. But let's take a look at the 10 here, okay? If I shoot this 10 ball right now, the natural shape is gonna come off this side rail, and now it's gonna venture back. I can come off the side rail, depending on the rail, and be at the weight, and it can be good. Look, here's my line, and I'm already in a position where I can make this pot on the 12. Good, 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 good. It doesn't get bad until I start going here, right? And then we can still make that cut, but we'll hit the 3 ball, and who knows where we end up, and bad things can happen when we move things that we don't want to move, okay? So I'm going to suggest to you that the margin of error was much bigger shooting the 10 ball instead of the 15. Okay, that's what I suggest, because you come in, you're good, 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 good. We ran parallel almost to our line, where here, the first shot, we intersected our line. It's a smaller margin of error coming that way. We had a bigger margin of error. So that's why when you see really good players play and you say, oh, that was a smart shot, a lot of times players don't realize, or spectators don't realize, that they know it's smart because they played it smartly because they gave themselves a bigger margin of error. I used to play with my friend Philly Quinnell, and he was always talking about 2 ways. Yeah, I could play this shot down here, he'd say, but I shot it this way because it was a 2-way, he'd say. It's a 2-way. So, you know, if he didn't like what he had another out. That's 8 ball, right? He had another option. He was always trying to play 2 ways. In a roundabout way, that's Philly increasing his margin of error because he was playing to a bigger area. It's no different from us trying to break 9 ball or any of our games. Break, what's our goal when we break? Hit it big, right? Break it big, but control the cue ball, hair, and leave the cue ball in the center of the table. Why do we want to leave the cue ball in the center of the table? Because we are increasing our margin of error, right? If we break, we lose the cue ball and we leave it in the jaws, let's say, and we're hooking ourselves on all our options, well, we have a low margin of error to continue at the table. We're probably going to be handing the table back, okay? So that's what this lesson is. Here's my second example, and this is something you as a player or as a spectator will see all the time, or you'll experience it yourself. Players will have something like this. They'll have a ball to the side, and they've got an option, right? They can take it to the side, or they can take it to the corner, right? Let's say all their business is down here, okay? A lot of people that are just starting out in the game, they automatically defer that, okay, I'm going to be sinking this 1 ball on the side because I know I can make that shot on the side, right? It's less dangerous than taking the 1 ball to the corner, right? And they would actually defer traveling all this real estate with their cue ball to come all the way to this end rail and come back, and come back down to their business. When all they had to do was line up, shoot the 1 in the corner, and have pretty automatic shape right away, and increase their margin of error by staying down, right? But no, they did this long shot because they felt more confident shooting to the side. Happens all the time. I see it all the time. I mean, literally, I can take this cue ball, move it a few inches, and it's almost a straight-in shot. So you've got other issues going on in your game. You need to get some confidence. Maybe you just need to practice this shot. You know what I mean? Shoot it into the corner. Grab another ball, put it there, shoot it again. Get comfortable with that, because a lot of times in the games that we play, to manufacture a greater margin of error, we have to take a little bit more uncomfortable of a shot. I'm not saying it's a low percentage shot. This is not a low percentage shot, taking the 1 to the corner, okay? It's marginally more difficult, maybe. Depends how you look at it. I mean, it's not over the hole like the side, But I would argue that this is a harder shot. It has less margin, less of a margin of error by making our cue ball travel all this distance to come back down here where all our work is, okay? Margin of error. It has nothing to do with your shot, okay? You need to shift that focus from thinking that it has to do with your shot, shift it to what you're leaving yourself and how smart you're playing the game, okay? You may run out, but there's smart ways of running out and there's less smart. I'll be friendly about it. There's less smart of ways of running out, right? So that's the controlling idea of this lesson here. And this idea is trying to shift your focus to understand that margin of error is what you're creating for yourself after. And expanding that margin of error, maybe playing two ways like Philly used to always do, or playing it smart, giving yourself more of a chance to line up on the shape that you need to get out, right? I'm not saying you can't shoot this ball and end up perfect so that you can take the 12 on the side in that example. I'm not saying you can't do that, right? In fact, you could take any ball first if you wanted to. But what's the smartest way of getting out here? My belief, the smartest way is to be taking the 10 ball first, right? Then 12, 15, and wherever you have left, okay? Margin of error. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and if you found value in this video, by all means, please subscribe to the channel. As I said at the beginning, thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel and liked my videos. In the meantime, and in between time, I'll catch you on the flip side.